Good morning, and thank you very much, Nisha. Hello, hi everyone. I see the numbers growing. I don't know what's the numbers now. There should be more than 100 participants. My name is Alwin, and my session is to talk about digital planning. And this is specifically to help micro, small, and medium businesses to get this digital direction started. Okay, so without further ado, let's get going. I think Nisha has already introduced myself, so very quickly, I'll just go straight to the topic. Currently, SmartBee, we are a cloud-based solutions, and we start off at ERP solutions, but we are now specializing as a cloud inventory solution. So that's just a bit of background of what SmartBee solution does. I also do system designs and a bit of consulting, but that's about it. All right, so let's get this started. In the next half an hour, I'm going to share with you some of the things that I think are relevant in terms of your digital planning. And this is very, very relevant, especially as we move away from MCO and start going into different phases. Nonetheless, digital planning is not something that is pandemic related or not. It is a trend that has been going for many years. The first part of my session is I'm going to talk about some directions and some trends that are already happening. The second part is things that you must do or must have before you go digital. Okay, so digital trend. First thing, go digital. Go digital. One of it is easy. If you don't understand go digital, think of going paperless. In the past, you write everything on paper. Now you stop writing on paper and you put it on some sort of device where you can record your data. Now, even as I speak, more and more things are moving digital. So especially in the last 18 months, we don't go into office, we don't sign papers, we even do e-signature. So this is one small step to go digital. For those who are not familiar or are still very traditional in a way, you can start with this tool. It's called Evernote. The reason I always recommend Evernote is because Evernote has a sister software that is called Evernote Penultimate. Evernote Penultimate is where you actually replace your paper immediately, and it has an intelligent system to read whatever you write on the pad and convert it to a digital text. So start with this. This is really easy. We as a business, and this is an idea for everyone. You look for Google Forms, look for vendors or anyone that can transform your business forms into a digital. So this one was a request form that we did for a client. We suggest that they stop writing and put everything on a computer on the cloud. This is what we do for manufacturers on the production environment. They click buttons and stop writing. Barcode scanners, weighing scales, integration, all these are straightforward. QR code scanning, these are straightforward. Do it. Mobile app, do it. Just go paperless, go digital. Okay, that's point number one. Point number two, go virtual. Right, so this is a little bit bigger topic. It's apart from going paperless, you want to bring your business online, you want to bring your activities online, you want to do everything through the internet. First thing, if you're not already on Google My Business, please register yourself. It is a free marketing tool for you to be found on Google, right? So you will be you can showcase your products online and offline. There's a lot of things in My Business and it's free. Just do it. Okay, so coming back here, everyone knows Zoom, everyone knows Skype, Google Hangout. These are tools that goes virtual. Bring it to the next level. So this is an example of this guy, I think he's American. He's a sofa salesman. And because of the pandemic, businesses were locked down. And he took Zoom to the next level by giving a in-house tour of his sofa business, and he would close his sales through virtual conversations, right? So this is what I'm saying, go virtual. Augmented reality, this is another form of new virtual. As people start to move back to physical environment, you can start looking at things where if you take up a phone, you can already see what is on sales and whatnot. So there are software out there. I know some of the Malaysians who are reluctant, but there are software out there that can help you do it. This is, of course, a next level. This is a bit of AI, where you go into a shop, you want to buy a dress, The lady just have to look in the screen and it will pair you up with the relevant dress already. Another form of going virtual, this is a university in America. What they did is they start implementing a 360-degree camera, and from there, they would then showcase live what is happening in the operation theater, right? So these are live or recorded virtual training sessions, right? And here's the best thing, you can even find this virtual reality headsets in Malaysia, and they're only 19 ringgit. Of course, there's more to it, but my message is the same. Go virtual, be creative, think of ways that you can bring your business forward. Okay, next, understanding bots. Right, so just to be clear, bots is a big topic. First of all, there is online bots and there are physical bots. So online bots, I'm talking about chat bots. This was provided by Ringgit Plus. It's been 2 or 3 years now. I've always bought my car insurance through the bot. No human being involved. I just talk to the bot. In fact, the bot has already linked me to WhatsApp. I just type yes, no, done. The next thing that is going to be up and coming and is going to be big, guys, I promise you it's going to be big because RPA is your automation tool. I'm not going to go through too much in detail about RPA. RPA is a desktop robotic automation tool. Go Google it, go find out more. For those who are really, really interested, in December 2019, Inti College has already started a collaboration with the software house to train their students to familiarize themselves with RPA. So those who are looking, go look for Inti College students. I'm sure there's more unis, but at this point, I'm only aware that Inti College is doing it. So something to look out for. Then we go into a bit more physical robots. Those who are aware, Nam Pyeong in Subang has already started their robotic waitresses. That's something to look out for. Now, every time I talk about robot, a lot of people think that it's a too far-fetched idea. So I'm bringing this example to you. Go look at robotic vacuum cleaners. Robot vacuums are very affordable, few $100. The more expensive one can go to 2,000 to 3,000 ringgit. They just vacuum your house. But on the right-hand side, you can see how the robot is interacting, how on higher-end vacuum robots, they can analyze where they've vacuumed and where they've not. They start mapping your house. This is very interesting for me as a techie. I see the patterns. I see how the robot will evolve. So this is very interesting for me. Of course, on the higher end one, industrial usage, this is something to look out for. This is by Boston Dynamics. I think Xiaomi also have something similar. This is a robot dog, but the robot dog can do a lot of things. It can pull, it can become your security guard, it can be your humanoid talking tool, it can be your delivery system. Go check it out. This will be the next. This will be the next tool that will replace human activities. And of course, for those who are not aware, Tesla is already building their humanoid bots. For those who don't know, actually, Tesla or Elon Musk hires engineers specifically to fix robots in their car manufacturing firm. So just because engineers are robotic engineers, not car manufacturing engineers, right? So that's the trend that is up and coming. Next, learn from younger consumers. I think this is fairly straightforward. Online shopping is the next big thing. However, during the MCO or during pandemic, online businesses were accelerated. I think there are some other speakers that will talk more about the trends. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but if you understand how younger consumers spend their money, this is something that you will need to look out for. Things like TikTok, Insta. Insta has already started their advertisement. TikTok, I believe, at one point will be your next marketing platform. Cool. So that's the first part, a lot more on the trends. The second half is a lot more on localized digital strategizing and planning if you want to go into digitization. Start small and simple. Just to be clear, small and simple has a few meanings. First of all, start with simple software. So you can go into stock cards, you can go to leads management, or for some of you want to go into cloud computing. The next speaker is on Zero. You can go to cloud accounting and so on and so forth. Start one module at a time. If you're not confident, play around, learn about it. This was a robotic arm that was implemented in a hotel in Singapore. I put this in because although the technology is a bit more complicated, the robot helps you cook the fried egg. The thing about this is that although the technology is not easy, the impact is minimal. That means if the robot fails, you just get your chef to walk in and start cooking the egg themselves. So from a business continuity point of view, you want to manage your risk also. So again, small doesn't mean low cost, but the impact is minimal. Some of the projects can be so small that your juniors or interns can do it. For example, I'm getting my assistant. She's not a programmer. She's helping me implement Monday.com as my software management tool, right? So these can be run on the side. Next, number 6, run a lot of experiments. Every time people talk about digital planning, they forget that actually there's 2 parts to it. One, there's a business part, and the other, there's a technology part. Unfortunately, it needs to go hand in hand. And of course, the last is the human needs to know how to use the system. So don't just go live, but go and try. So for example, some of the experiments I did in the past, I was looking for a personal finance system. I couldn't find a mobile app or an app that was suitable. What I did is I went to Google Survey form. Google Survey is free. I went in there and I designed a Google survey form that looks exactly on the right. And I added the bookmark, which looks exactly on the left. So this bookmark looks exactly like an app. So when what happened was I literally just created a bookmark on the app, on my phone that looks like an app, click on it, essentially created a simple mini expense app that was free, that came with some dashboards and so on and so forth. Again, run experiments, right? I'm saying run experiments. This is a simple way to start, and I'm going to talk a bit more on data, but this is a simple way to start. Next, this is something that we are doing. So for those who are more adventurous and have a bigger pocket, we have restarted going to AWS machine learning. There's a lot of tutorials that are free. Go check it out. This tool specifically will look at the handbag, and doesn't matter what angle of the handbag you take in terms of a photo, it will be able to digitize and tell you the SKU. Now, remember, I'm in inventory management, right? So what we're trying to do is to replace barcode scanners with a picture taken from a phone. So the next level for me is to automate this machine learning tool, some sort of AI to do image recognition and implement it in the inventory space. UiPath and Automation Anywhere, just write this down. These are community free versions that are available in the market. Check them out. They can run them. I'm not saying that they will be your end solution, but this is where you can start playing with these toys. Test out RPA for free. Take your time, no rush, but run experiments. Right, number 7. Okay, how's time? I'm good with time, right? Number 7, start with digital sales. There's a few speakers going to talk about sales, as Hanzo will be talking about sales and all. But digital sales is where, a lot of people don't want to invest too much on tools that are cost-driven. I would say if you go try out either digital marketing, Facebook marketing, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, or Google ads, these are the things that will bring you sales. One thing that I really like about Google ads is not only do you see how you spend your money, you get all the data that you need to improve your business. So I used to be a blogger. We did a lot of digital stuff. A lot of my business for the last 3 years were predominantly driven from Google. So start your digital sales. Okay, number 8, Know your data, right? This will get a bit more exciting. What is data? Okay. If you've played with Lego sets, data is a lot of information. Some information are useful, some are not. You really want to start digging to your data and sort it out, arrange them into something meaningful. Most of the time, present it visually and then come up with a story, right? A story of how you can drive your business growth, how you can double your sales, how can you reduce your cost by 20% in 2022, how can you increase staff motivation. These are data that will improve your business, right? In our world, it's very simple. On the left-hand side, we always figure out how do we collect data. Is it replacing a piece of paper? Are we taking a photo? Are we using a mobile app? Are we using a touchscreen? I pull it into a system and then I put it into the dashboard, which is the next important part of your data. Here's a simple example of something we did for a client. And this is why you need to start planning, right? When we started planning out this dashboard, it took us 3 months to plan out. What this does is, this is a client who sells hardware. They have roughly 800 sales a day, like small hardware, right? Nuts, bolts, screws, whatever. And they're looking at the gross margin of every sales at 20, 30, 40, 50% and trying to break it down how their business is generating revenue, how can they improve their gross margins and whatnot. Now, 2 parts to this. You need a system that can capture your cost of goods sold based on first in, first out or average method. Second part is you need to know what you need or what you want. It took us 3 months to plan this and 1 month to implement. So you have a thing. These are just other examples. You've got strategic dashboards, you've got tactical dashboards, and you've got technical dashboards. So those who are from the manufacturing side, you will probably know a bit more about OEE, but that's just that. The Power BI there are free versions. Go play, run your experiments, try it out. These are the dashboards that we built for inventory analysis. Now, bring it to the next level. This is an example of precision farming. It's an American company. What they did was they used drones and at the drones, they got 3 types of camera. They got the standard, infrared, and the thermal camera. What the camera did was help it identify oranges on the fruits and so on and so forth. Now, one of the powerful things is the key of what they wanted to do, apart from collecting how many oranges they had, was to build what we call a leaf area index. That means how many leaves are there on each tree. And the more leaves there are on each tree, the healthier the plant would be, right? So now, this kind of information and this kind of data takes it takes a long time to plan. So what I'm suggesting is go start looking at your business, know what kind of data do you need to grow your business, right? And we figure out how to consolidate and put them in pretty dashboards. First thing is, where can you get your data? Right? Because data becomes information, becomes knowledge, and becomes wisdom. And this is very, very important. A lot of SMEs do not collect their data. Number 9, set up a project committee. If you plan to implement big projects or mid-sized projects, set up a committee. It doesn't matter how big or how small. These are the roles that I would strongly recommend. If you have a committee, first thing is make sure the committee can make decisions without having to ask the business owner. There's no point having a committee who cannot make a decision. I once had an ERP project that we were holding because the boss was in China and the project manager couldn't contact him and we couldn't make a decision that we overlooked. And we had to put the project, I won't say on hold, but we kind of dragged it for 2 weeks waiting for the owner to come back before they could make a decision. So that was really not productive. So make sure your project committee can make decisions. Then you have managers, change agents, leads, data manager, and supervisors, and so on and so forth. These are all important people. Can talk more in detail, but not today. So as part of the committee, make sure your left hand and your right hand, we're talking all business owners here, your left hand, your right hand are supportive. Sometimes the business owner wants to do it, but their management team don't want to do it. That's not going to work either, right? So this is something that it's important. You need a congruency in terms of everyone needs to support the idea. Encourage younger workforce to come in. Make them super users. I promise you, almost all the graduates today grow up with a handphone, grow up with a screen when they were a baby. These guys will be your super users, your champions, your project champions, and so on and so forth. Make use of them. And encourage and reward change. Okay, number 10. Plan. Okay, I've covered a lot of things. I've only got half an hour. I've covered a lot of things. Plan. Very often, projects or ERP implementations that have failed in the past are because there is not enough planning. A lot of them overlook the detail that is required. They rely on the vendor. Sure, the vendor will have some level of expertise, but it's still a teamwork. 70% of the project relies on planning and 30% on delivery. It's just like the project just now. I took 3 months to do the planning, 1 month to implement. That's roughly 75% to 25% ratio, right? So that's something that is often overlooked, especially on the bigger projects. Small projects, sure, you can burn a bit of money, not too much of an issue. So then how do you plan? My advice is look at the whole project and break it down. Break it down into small workable chunks, put it in different phases, start with smaller divisions, start with smaller scope. You work it out. And last but not least, go digital because it fits your business goal. Don't do it because it's fun, because Elon Musk is doing, don't because your neighbor is implementing some kind of robot and you decide to buy a robot to implement. That's not going to work. Make sure it is in line with your vision, your mission, your business plan, and so on and so forth. Last but not least, I promise you this is the last one. For those who are interested, go apply for your grants. There are digital related grants in Malaysia, SME Corp, MDAC. There's a few more. I can't list everything, but there's a few more. So apply for grants, and that's it from my end. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alwin, for the insightful talk. Now it's time for our Q&A session that will be moderated by Dato' George.
Hi, Dato'.
Hi. Thank you, Alwin, for the very rash and very informative.
30 minutes.
And I must say this is the first time we organize this. We need a bit of experience. So this is one of those experience we have very short talk, very short.
Okay. No, it's good. Short and simple. Yeah.
Normally we have about an hour, but very informative. I think a lot of things. First time I'm learning as well.
Right.
Of course we can do a little bit more what you are doing, but then today very short time. So we can do a little bit more what hope they will get to know you, and hope we can bring it up to them. What really your baby, and let me see what those questions are for you. Is implementing the augmented reality is costly to SME?
Implement what? Let me open the screen.
The augmented reality.
Oh, augmented reality. Okay, yeah. Is it costly? It is not common yet in Malaysia, so there are no local vendors. Well, there are. Just to be clear, that is. Hold on, let me remind myself. I think they've already started a simpler version for property industry where they do virtual tours. They've already started it. I don't know the cost. I'll be honest, I don't know the cost, but as far as I can see, it will be affordable because the hardwares are not too expensive. Yeah, so it's something that you can look at. I would say it depends on the industry. Did he mention which industry?
No, SME.
Right. Yeah.
There's another question on ROI for using robot for the F&B.
Which robot?
The robot, I think the Zhang Ziyi just now, I think there's a robot in the F&B business.
Oh, right, the Nam Hyung one.
I think there's only person they remember lah, Zhang Ziyi lah.
Okay. So what happened is the F&B robot, actually I personally don't think is a good investment. There was, if whoever asked me, there is a few more robots that are now implemented in China. Actually, the newer ones are a lot more affordable and the ROI are a lot higher. The reason is because The reason is because the robot that I showed you just now in Nam Hyung actually cannot move fast enough. And during peak hour, I actually spoke to some of the waiters, right? They say during rush hour, they actually switch off the robot because they can't cope. The robot is too slow. Yeah. So that was it's one of those where I salute them because they started off running the experiments. There is the hot pot. What's the restaurant called? There's another hot pot restaurant from China who has a branch in Malaysia. They have a few branches in China that actually have a robot with 3 or 4 levels of tray, and they can actually stack it up. So one robot can actually cater to a lot more people. Yeah. So I can't give you the numbers in ROI, but I think the robot investment is getting better and better compared to those that it was implemented 3-4 years ago. Yeah. Hai Di Lao, yes, correct. Thank you. It was Hai Di Lao. Yeah.
Maybe we take this last question. Is it relevant we have a big building if digitalized system apply to on our business? And how far digitalized can reduce cost? I think a lot of digital stuff, no?
Sure.
So,
okay.
So if I have a small office like 1,000 square feet, 5,000 square feet, how digitalization really help?
Okay. So it depends on the building. So I'm not familiar with. So in Singapore, what they've done is they've implemented free Wi-Fi for everyone in a shopping mall. However, what they are able to do is from that they are able to track the movement of every single customer. That means every time everyone will connect using their phone. As they move around the mall, the building detects their behavior. As they walk into a shop, which shop they go in, how long are they in the shop, that sort of thing. That gives them data behavior. So I need to come back to see if you want to digitize a big building, what does it mean? Yeah. But that will give you an idea. When I talk about digitalizing, you can do a lot of things. Again, I go back to your goal. What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to simplify the work tasks? Are you simplifying your operations? Are you increasing sales? Are you increasing? What are you trying to do? That would give me an easier direction. So for example, preparation for implementing CRM. Actually, CRM is easy. CRM, okay, there's the big boys would be Salesforce. Actually, you just need Salesforce to give you the training, and that will bring you into the preparation. But at the end of the day, I could create a simple Google form like I did for the mini expense, and that could be my CRM system. I can record every lead that I have, every phone number on my mobile phone on the go. I would start with that. Unless you already have a CRM in mind, that would be something that I would do. Yeah. CRM is quite easy. Yeah.
Right now we have about 200 people. Nice. It's a very good session. And it's short, I know. I didn't realize it's very short. But short, initially we have 5 speakers, Then we press up to 6. I thought it's too long. Okay. But the one speaker pull out, then it become very short for you. But I hope you can come back again. Hopefully to know you better about what really solution you have. Okay. You have the solution, I know. So thank you so much for today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Catch up with you soon.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the day. All right.
Thank you.
Catch up soon.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alwin.
Thank you.